Welcome to the live, y'all. So, I'm going to be talking about a few things today on live. I'm going to be talking about the class that is coming up next week, Nail Design Masterclass, Nail Decal A to Z. I'm talking about nail design. Nail Decal A to Z is not just a design class, it is a design and business class. So, for people who want to start a side hustle or do it full time, do a decal business, do a press on business, do a press on business augmented by decals, this is going to be for you. So it is not just your basic, let's learn how to make some cute designs on a screen type of thing. This is a real class that's going to give you like the whole breakdown, start to finish. That's why it's called A to Z. It's going to give you the whole breakdown from designing everything to printing things out, or even if you want to do digital decals, it's going to give you the breakdown for that. So that is the first announcement I wanted to make. If you are watching this on YouTube, you can look in the description. There is a link directly to the class. Also, if you don't have Nail Design Studio yet and you want to get it, you will get a deep discount off the class after you buy it. Let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb, child. Okay, so phone is on Do Not Disturb. So we can stop hearing alerts and all that other stuff. The class is happening next Sunday, April 26, 2026 at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to run to about 6 p.m. There will be time for Q&A at the end, so it may run a little bit longer than the 2 hours, but you will have the chance to ask questions at the end. There will be a live Q&A with me. So if you have questions while we're going over it, or you have questions coming into the masterclass, you can write those down and make sure you're ready to ask your questions in the chat on the masterclass. It will be held via Zoom. It is going to be live. So you will get the link to the actual class about 48 hours before class. There are also going to be some other resources that I send to you before class as well. Just so you'll have everything you need for the masterclass. When I say it's a masterclass, I'm not one of those people charging you for a class and I'm not going to actually tell you any information. I've never done that. Every class I've ever done, I tell you exactly what needs to happen. I tell you if it's something digital, I tell you where you're supposed to click. I tell you what you're supposed to be doing. I show you the process. I don't just kind of glaze over it and give you an overview. We dive in deep. It's a master class. It's actually a class. Just like when I take a class, I expect to learn something. You can expect to learn several things during the class. This is not some basic thing. That's why it's not super cheap. But again, if you do want to save on the master class, if you don't have Nail Design Studio already, you will get an offer after you get Nail Design Studio to get the class for a very deep discount. Okay. Also, if you are on the early access list for the class, you should have received an email. If you didn't open the first email, you should have received two emails. So if you haven't received your email and you know you signed up on the early access list for the masterclass, just comment in this video. Oh my God, why is it? Why is my throat doing this? If you haven't received your emails, just comment in this video or send me a message on IG or something telling me you haven't gotten the email, and I'll send it out to you, because the people who did the early access list get a special rate on the class. So they're going to get the lowest rate because they signed up ahead of time. So just letting you guys know, if you didn't do that and if you didn't get the emails and you know for sure you signed up, I do have a list of people that actually signed up. So I don't know why you wouldn't have got it, but if you take the time out your day to like message me, then I know you probably really meant well. Okay, so that's the masterclass. It is coming up next week, April 26th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is 2 hours. There will be a replay available. You will not have to pay for the replay as long as you've already purchased a ticket. Now, anybody who didn't come to the live class, didn't purchase a ticket, they'll have to pay for the replay access, okay, and all the resources that go with it. But if you already got it and you paid for it, even if you can't make it next Sunday at 4 p.m., you will get sent the link to the replay. The link to the replay now is not for distribution. So, don't go sharing your link that you paid for with other people. Okay. I'm just letting y'all know. Okay. So, anywho, let's see. I'm gonna put a little message in here. Questions about Nail Design Studio and let me see. I'm gonna say answering your questions and the decal masterclass on not MasterCard, child. On, come on. Now you won't let me do anything. Remove it. I'm gonna just talk. Answering your questions about Nail Design Studio and the Nail Decals A to Z Masterclass happening on April 26, 2026 at 4 p.m. EST. Okay, perfect. And now I gotta do capitals because speech to text doesn't do capitalization. I need to know why my iPad keeps lighting up. Like it's really about to get on my nerves. And then it put a comma after nail design. Nail design, comma, studio. And it capitalized studio for some reason. Not sure why. Okay, there is the comment. Let's pin the comment for anybody that's new here. All right, comment is pinned. So I'm answering questions about the decal class. I'm answering questions about Nail Design Studio. So that was the announcement about Nail Design Studio. Now there is another announcement. Let me go ahead and find my job form. Hold on. Hold please. I'm about to find the job form for y'all. Job form. And is my stuff showing correctly? Nope, we still on the wrong thing. Okay, that's actually not a bad thing. I'm about to pull this job form up so y'all can see it right quick. Why is it saying I don't have, oh, because I'm not logged in. That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay, so let me pull up the paid partnership job form because I just want to show you guys what it looks like. Let me preview the form. And let me fix my camera over here because for whatever reason, it's not showing y'all my actual screen. So let's fix it right quick. Here we go. Okay. Now I gotta fix the outline because it's wrong. It's small and everything is wrong. That's what she said. Okay. So this is the paid partnership application. It is primarily for nail techs. Now, if you are some other kind of content creator and you typically like show your screen or something, that can work too, but it's primarily for nail techs who create content. Okay, so the application is open. If you follow me on IG or you follow me on Threads, and I think I put it on TikTok too. If you go on my stories on IG or TikTok, there is the link to the paid partnership application. Why is the paid partnership application just not in my link tree? Because I want people that actually like use social media and are on social media and are like looking at stories and stuff. I want those people to be the ones who apply. Okay. So essentially this is a paid partnership. Let me go through the form so y'all can see what it looks like. So you're going to, of course, click start. You're going to put your email. I'm just going to put my Orlando Nail Tech one in there. I'm going to just put whatever in these boxes so I can get through to the questions. You'll put your social media handle. I'm going to put Orlando Nail Tech. I probably should have specified what social media, but to me, it really doesn't matter. Wherever you feel most comfortable. If you go on Facebook Live and that's where you feel most comfortable and that's where you get the most engagement, I'm not going to really be picky about where specifically you post, okay? Then you'll hit next. It's going to ask how many followers you have. Now, part of the paid partnership, and I love it. I love what you've created. Thank you, Cartel. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It's gonna ask how many followers you have. Now, Cartel, I don't know if you applied for this one, but this one is a paid partnership where basically you're gonna get paid for your content that you make about the app. So, like, instead of just the affiliate, because the affiliate is cool, but this is kind of like a little more specialized. So if you want to apply for this, I would encourage you, if you haven't already, to go to my stories on IG or Threads or TikTok and apply, because this is different. So, and it closes tonight. So I want everybody who wants to get in to be able to like do their application. I will pick one person. I'm just getting started with everything, so I can't do like 10 different people, but I do want to pick somebody that's like, already making content and that stuff. So it's going to ask how many followers you have. I'm not so concerned about the number of followers. I'm just more concerned about like how active somebody is on social, how often they're showing up, that kind of thing. So you'll pick whatever, and then it'll just go to the next one. It'll ask you how active you are. I've gotten quite a few people who got on here and they were like, I don't post regularly, or I post 1 to 2 times a month. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, that is not gonna work for me. I don't need you to post like constantly. You don't have to post a whole bunch of times a day or anything like that. And you don't even have to post the content you make for this specific partnership over and over again. You really only need to post it once. I just need to know like your own content, like how much are you posting on your social media. Okay, and then the next one is gonna be asking, do you go live? This is not a deal breaker. I just like to know if you like to go live. If you already go live, that's kind of like a bonus. So if you really do like to go live and you do lives kind of often, then you're gonna have a higher chance of me picking you. I'm just gonna be real with you. So you'll answer that, and then if you have other social media pages you want me to consider, so like if you were talking about your TikTok but you really want me to consider that you're active on YouTube, you could put that in there. That's not a mandatory field, so you don't have to put anything there, and then you'll just click next. Then it's going to ask for your rate. So again, this is a paid partnership, so it will ask you for your rate as far as like how much you want to be paid. I need to get that out of my way. That's annoying. That is annoying. It'll ask what your rate is for like an IG reel or YouTube short or a TikTok video. Pretty much whatever you're going to end up creating will be a video. It won't be a carousel. Unless, you can tell me like, hey, when I post carousels, they do really, really well. I'll probably be open to considering it. Okay. So if you don't have a rate, I don't know, think of one. If you have a media kit with your rates, you can upload that here as well. That is also not mandatory. So you don't see a little star by it because you can just get past that if you don't have a media kit. Partnership is going to kick off tomorrow, 4/19. Is that date going to work for you? We're going to have like a quick, probably like 15-minute Zoom call just to like formally introduce ourselves to each other, kind of go over what is going to happen in like the timeline as far as like when the videos need to be done. If you are going to need help with editing, we can get that established early on. I can help you with the editing. And then you'll say what date, will the date work for you? Yes or no. And then you will hit submit down here. So I'm not going to submit it because I'm just going to get an email saying that it was submitted, and I don't feel like being bothered with that. Okay. So that is the brand partnership, the paid partnership application. It will close tonight. I'm gonna let it run till midnight and see how many more people we get. I've gotten about 11 applications so far, and like right now it's only like maybe 2 people that I would even like consider. So you got a chance. You really have a chance if you haven't applied yet. Okay, so moving on, the next thing I want to talk about is the updates that are coming to Nail Design Studio today. As y'all know, I do update every single Saturday on the app, and I've been working on some stuff. So let me get over here and show y'all what's going on. Let me show you what's going on. I just had to make sure my camera view was correct because it was frozen earlier, which was actually not bad because I was yapping about the master class. And I think I was trying to show y'all the masterclass page. But if you have not signed up for Nail Decals A to Z masterclass, the link is in the description. If you don't have the Nail Design Studio app, if you do get it, you will get an option to get like $40 off of this masterclass price. So if you're thinking about getting the app and you don't have the app yet, I say get the app first so you can get your deal off the masterclass. If you already have the app and you signed up on the early access list, I sent out emails yesterday twice. So check your emails, check your spam, check your promotions. If you didn't see the email, and you know you got on the early access list, because the early access list gets a very deep discount off the masterclass price. Hold on, I missed a comment. Wait, I'm sorry, I applied to something else, but it allows me to promote your, yes. So the one you're on, Cartel Vision, is Collabs, and that is basically your affiliate link. So every time somebody buys something off of OrlandoNailTech.com with your link, you get a percentage of that, which is 30%, which is super generous. But the paid promotion is kind of like a special thing I'm doing. So it's going to be like I'm paying you for content. I'm paying you for one video that you make on whatever platform to show you using the app, showing people maybe, you know, how to use the app or what you're doing with it. We can come up with a concept, or you can come up with your own concept. But yeah, that's what the paid thing is. So if you want to go apply for that, that'll literally like be like a one-time payment, and that'll come directly from me for the content. So that's what that is. Sorry, I had to take the jacket off, y'all. I got hot. But yeah, this is the class, and it's going to go over quite a few things. I told everyone in the beginning of the video, if y'all weren't here, that the decal class is not just about designing cute nail decals. It's literally like a business class wrapped up with a design class. The design is going to be like a short part of it because, you know, design is like your creative freedom. And most people who are joining the class already have the app anyway. But we'll go over how to navigate Nail Design Studio to create your custom mock-ups for your press-on sets to create decals right in Nail Design Studio, how you're going to print and produce your decals. So if you decide I want to do decals as a side hustle, I want to do decals as a business full-time, what you're going to need to be doing as far as printing things out, covering costs, making sure your pricing actually makes sense, the best printers to use, choosing the right paper, all of that. We will go over how to apply the decals, not only just how to apply the decals when you're using them, but if you're going to sell decals to other people, giving them good instructions on how to use the decals. So we'll go over that as well. Then we'll go over business growth and logistics. So basically how to start a nail decal business if you want to do that. Also, if you are using decals in your press-on business, how you're going to do that, how you're going to factor that into your costs and everything like that. So I'll give you selling tips. I'll tell you the pros and cons of selling on Etsy. If you want to sell on Etsy, some best practices to do that. I'll also go over where else you can sell your decals as far as websites, how to get you set up on that. And then there is going to be a live Q&A at the end. So the class is 2 hours, but there will be a live Q&A. So it may run longer than 2 hours with the Q&A. But there will be a replay sent out to everybody who actually gets a ticket to the Nail Decals Masterclass. Say that 10 times fast. There will be a replay that goes out to everybody who got a ticket. So if you cannot make it on April 26th at 4 p.m. or if you can't stay the entire time, you can definitely get the replay. It will be sent out for free. Okay, it is going to be a live masterclass, so you don't have to worry about like, is this pre-recorded and you got to watch it at your leisure and you can't ask questions. It will be live. It will be me hosting it, so it won't be some random person that you've never heard of hosting it. There was an early bird bonus, but we have more than 3 people signed up now, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off after I get off this live. But there was an early bird bonus for the first 3 people, and I will be sending out their starter kits. I will be sending them out express so they have their stuff before class, because we only got a week until class starts. So Monday at the latest is when I'll be sending all that stuff out. Some of it is digital though, so that's not too bad. But yeah, I'll be sending everything out Monday. For those 3 people who were the first 3 to sign up, we have more than 3 people signed up now though, so ain't no point in me leaving that up there. Okay. So yeah, it's not just a decal class, it is a business class. So that was just a quick little overview because I didn't get a chance to show my screen because my screen was acting up. Okay. So let me before I go, also you can get a really good deal on this if you don't have the app already or if you were on the early access list. If you were not on the list and you don't plan on getting the app, you can still join the class. You could just use code ONT20 to get money off the class. So in the code in my description box will also work too. YouTube 20, that will take money off too. All right, so let's get back over to our nail design studio and what is coming in today's update. So I am in the test environment right now. This is not the live app right now. So that's why it looks different. So if you have the app and you're like, wait, my app doesn't look like this. What's going on? Why does this look different? I'm going to run through what's different and what's going to be coming in the update. Okay. I'm going to change this shape, and that's a good thing. That's a good way to show you what's happening here. So now instead of instructions up here that really just took up too much of the page, especially on mobile, I've removed the instructions. I still have the tutorial playlist up here. So for anybody who's getting the app for the first time and you need to know how to use certain things, there is a tutorial playlist up here explaining how to use different features. Now, the placement of these features are a little different now, but it's mostly the same stuff, okay? So you'll see now that there is a bar up here that says projects. This is where you will sync and save your projects. So before it was like big cards that took up a lot of space. I've made them smaller, more condensed. It doesn't show you a thumbnail preview of your design. It just has the name of your project and when you saved it. So you can see this one was April 1st, this one was March 30th, this was March 29th. Current work is unsaved because I literally have a blank canvas here. And then your sync, where you log into Google, you need to sign in so you can sync everything if you want to sync across devices. And then if you just want to save on your current device, you can click save and it'll save your current project. Okay, so that hasn't changed. It just looks different and it's a little more condensed. Okay. Also coming in today's update, the shape and length features have now been changed to drop downs. Before they were like kind of getting in the way. They were taking up a little bit too much space. So now there's just a drop down. I'm probably going to move these to the middle right here, like above the single nail view, the 5 nail view, and the full set view. I'll probably move those over. But if you click the drop down, it will still show your shapes, and then you can hover over them to see which ones are what. It'll light up pink if you want to change the shape. So if I want to change it to that French tip shape, I can just do that. And then the same thing with the lengths. And your mixing buttons are going to be at the bottom. So mix shapes and then mix lengths is at the bottom. I'm going to do, well, that's a little too long. I'm going to do, well, yeah, that's fine. I'm going to do long. Everything else is pretty much where it was before. We're going to go ahead and do the size view for these. Let me see what else is changed in here. There is going to be a new crystal mapping feature. I'm still working out the kinks, but essentially it's going to give you different shapes of crystals. That is not a rhombus. That is literally a diamond on its side. So I have to fix that. But it's going to give you different shapes. You'll be able to change the colors of the rhinestones. It's just going to be geometric. It's not going to be anything too crazy. You'll be able to click it and drag it onto your nail shapes and position them. I'm also going to do like a thing that pops out to kind of give you some inspiration on how to map out rhinestone decals. So I'm still creating that, and it will be in the app though, but it'll be in the update. So that is something that is changing. Also, the print is going to be on this line too. So you can click the print button and it's going to open up your same print preview window that you're used to seeing with your projects on there. You'll still be able to add a set, or you'll be able to upload an image. So let me click on upload image and just find something that we can put in here. Let's see, find a nail design. Okay, so that's one of my previous sets. I'm gonna make this bigger just for the sake of YouTube. I'm just gonna zoom in. You still have your ruler. You can still move your ruler around. You can still move your uploaded design down or your original design. They move independently of each other. Okay. You can scale each thing individually. So if you want your uploaded design to be smaller, you can make it really small. You can make it big, whatever you want to do. You can still use your ruler to make sure it's the size you want it to be. You can add your save sets still. I'm going to add that one. So that was plain, but that's my save set from April 1st. And then you can still order decals, download as a PDF, or print from here. All right, so that is there. I am probably going to condense this as well because our download options really technically can be all in one thing, instead of it being like this and taking up so much space. Again, for mobile, I feel like it's easier this way. You may also notice that the measurement feature is not there. I have removed the measurement feature. If you are on my email list, you already got an email survey asking about the measurement feature. I asked people if they're even using the measurement feature, and for the people who are using it, has it really helped them do anything in their workflow? So the overwhelming majority of people said they don't use the measurement feature. So I was like, okay, this feature is kind of more headache than it's worth. There was one user who was saying, and that's what sparked the survey. She said that she was trying to upload images on mobile on a tablet and it was like freezing and it wasn't uploading her image. So when I really thought about it, I'm like, this was one of those features where like somebody suggested it and it did seem like a good idea at the time. But honestly, I don't feel like it has a practical use in Nail Design Studio. I think it's a good case for like the class when I'm telling you how to measure press-ons for your clients. But to me, that's about it. Other than that, yeah, I just felt like it wasn't necessary. It was like bogging down the code. It wasn't working properly for like the one person that was trying to use it for real. So it's like it was a cool feature in theory, but it really didn't have a true purpose in the app. So measurement feature will be leaving. It is in there for now. So if you're using it today before the update, you'll still be able to use it, but it is going away. All right. What else is new in here? So also notes, instead of typing, if I type 3D flower on this note, I used to have to like select it and then copy and paste it. Well, now you can copy your note to a different nail. So if I want to copy that to the left ring finger, you can see it highlighted in the left ring finger. And if I click it, that note has been copied. So you'll be able to copy notes now. Also, your dark mode has moved to the top bar. Hopefully, we'll be able to see it. I think I got everything in here. There's a little delay, so I'm like watching this YouTube live with y'all. There's a little bit of a delay, so I don't know if y'all will be able to see it. I'm just gonna wait for it to catch up before I show y'all the next thing because I don't want to be showing you and then you can't really see anything. And it looks like you cannot see anything. Yeah, okay. Hold on. Let me fix this so y'all can see the top right quick. Because it's a little bit cut off. And that makes me wonder, were y'all able to see, probably weren't able to see what I was talking about the top bar either, but it's fixed now. Okay, so the top bar again is going to be different. These are smaller, it's more condensed. It's the same things though, your current projects and your saved projects will all live here. Your sign in to sync so you can sync across devices and your save are still up here, okay? Now, your dark mode toggle is now, instead of down here where it used to be, it's right here and it's just a day and night little icon. So you click it and then it can switch to dark mode and then click it back, it switches to light mode, okay? So that is up there now. Full screen has already been up there. I'm not gonna press it right now because it might mess up what I'm doing, but that's up there now. Okay, so that is another update that is coming. But yeah. So also what I'm going to be adding too is kind of like a foil transfer library. So when you have stuff like, let me just find an example. Let me find an example. Also something I'm going to show you after I upload this. One second. Let me find it. Where is it at? I'm finding it. I'm finding it. It take you that long to find it? It does. It does. Okay. So when you have something like this, as like we're gonna basically call that a foil. So I'll have a library of like different designs that you can just kind of apply, and it could be like decals that are a pattern. So I guess a pattern library is what we can call it. That will be added. It's not in there right now, but I am gonna add the pattern library. So it'll be different stuff like designer patterns, just different things that will be easier to do. You still will be able to do your image search. And you can do like, let me see, dot pattern or something like that. Dot pattern. You could still like apply that wherever you want to and make your decals like that too. But there will be a pattern library. You just pull it up and then drag your image from there. Now, speaking of dragging images, you also will notice the inspo button is gone from this little toolbar here. Again, it was something that I felt like I could put it somewhere else and condense it. It didn't need to be a button on its own. So you will remember on the clipboard, you are also able to use your clipboard images as a something you can put on your nail frame. So you can drag them right from your clipboard to your nail frame. But also, if you click the orange button, it will pop it out and make it inspo. So you don't have to have a second inspo button really. You can use the clipboard for your inspo. Okay, so any image that you upload will be inspo for you, and you can pop it out and do whatever you need to do with it. Okay, so that has been condensed into the clipboard feature. Suggestion box, of course, that's always going to be there. Nothing has changed about that. That is still the same. There aren't really any new things going on in the drawing tools. They're pretty much the same. You still have your text box, your eraser, all that stuff that you can do. I probably am going to, actually, I already did it. I was going to say, I'm lying. I didn't already do it. I want to put the color above stamp text on the nail. So you can stamp the text on the nail and after as your very last step. Right now, you would need to like skip past that to change your color. I don't want to do that. I want to be able to do the color first and then stamp the text on the nail. Let's just show you it for 1 second, and I'm going to put it on this polka dot nail. So I did pick this pink color. I did pick what I want. I'm going to put it on the left index, and I'm going to stamp the text on the nail. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let me undo that line that I just did. So I'm going to close that out, and then I'm going to select my text and make it bigger, and I'm going to rotate it and drag it down. Okay, so let me make it smaller. Okay, cool. So there is our text. That's nothing different. That's new. I mean, I said that's new. That's not new. If you missed it earlier in the live, I did go over the crystal mapping that is going to be in here. Right now it is a work in progress, so I can't show you it on the nail, but essentially this is what it'll look like with some minor tweaks. I want to have like more rhinestone shapes on here. But it'll just be a geometric outline, and you can kind of like map out where you're going to put your crystals if you're doing a press on set. Obviously you're not going to print this. Well, you could print this technically on a nail decal and just lay your decals on top of it so you know they're placed correctly. But yeah, and you'll be able to change the size of them too. So that is coming in this week's update. I think that's pretty much it. And then a couple of bug fixes. So yeah, new layout, a little more condensed, a little easier to work with. You're going to have your shapes and your lengths in a drop down instead of spread out. Again, more condensed. The measurement feature is going away. The inspo button is now something that you can just use from the clipboard and pop it out. You don't really need to have a separate inspo button. So that's been gone to streamline things. And then your print options are going to be streamlined too. And then the copy notes feature is also active. So you can copy notes from one nail to the next. All right. So those are the updates that are coming this week. As always, if you have things you would like to see in Nail Design Studio and you already have the app, you can use the suggestion box that is built right in. I realized that my face is probably blocking it a little bit on the live. So let me move my face over. Hold on. Hold, please. The suggestion box looks like this. When you hover over it, it asks you to share your ideas. You click that green button and it will take you to a jot form where you can type out your ideas, or if you have a screenshot, you can upload your screenshot. If you're having an issue with the app, you can also upload a screenshot of the issue you're having there. But that is not changing. So I just realized my face was covering it before. So now I'm on the left side. I should have been on the left to begin with because there's really like white space over there for real. But yeah, so that is it. The early sign up for the decal class is gone. I may put it back in the events and tutorials just as a link directly to it. But yeah, and also that pop-up is going to say if you were on the early access list, check your email because you're going to get it for way less than what it's listed for on the site. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and head out, y'all. Those are the updates that are coming this Saturday. I will do probably another video explaining all the updates once they go live. So that will be a different live. I like to do all my update videos as a live because it's just easier for me. And then I can still send y'all the link after the fact. So yeah, you will get an update link later today. These updates aren't really too crazy, so I should be able to push these out earlier in the day instead of late at night like some of the other updates. But yeah, just stay tuned. I will put a message on the app letting you know when I'm planning on updating everything so you're not taken by surprise. But yeah, I will see y'all later. I might go back on TikTok live and see what's happening over there. I was live earlier over there and I don't know. It was getting weird, but I still needed to get that watch though. So I'll see y'all later.